Hey everybody, so you might have noticed right up here is my buddy Rat. She's usually in the other room, squawking away. But I actually, my son had a test today, and he had to do it like remote. He's at the Kennesaw State University, and he did a remote test. And she was out there in the living room, and she was being really loud. So I decided to bring her back here, which I'd been talking about doing for a while. So, with that said, we'll see how she does. Usually, she does a lot of squawking, and it's pretty loud. But we'll see if she does it or, yeah, you could just never. She's very, very unpredictable. Um, she is a African gray parrot that we have owned. I mean, owned isn't really the right word, but she has cohabitated with us for over 20 years now. She's like 31 years old, and um, my wife adopted her when she was 5, so she's been here for a while. Um, so yeah, she's hilarious. She's absolutely hilarious. But anyways, so fog near is configurable, and that was a good thing. And now we want to make fog far configurable. And so normally, so anyways, I this is one of those things in code where there are a lot of things you have to do, and nothing works till a bunch of them are done, and it's kind of hard to write code that you kind of build on that way, which is kind of a. I hope that worked for muting, um, but hopefully, yeah, that worked. Um, I don't that her she's flapping her wings, and that kind of causes a dander. Um, so that is making me cough, but I'm still a little bit sick with whatever I had yesterday. Almost everybody I work with has this. Um, Everyone sounds like gravelly voice and muting all the time to sneeze. But anyways, I guess the first. So there's kind of like three things that need to be done. There's one like in the service here, in the validation service, we do need to um, add the token, the scene far, and say that it is an invalid float state, and that's easy to do. And unfortunately, there's no good way to test this or to see like a code change, but we could do that. It's a good idea. Then um, then we're going to have to make changes that I believe this sums it up. We'll have to make changes in the template, and we'll have to make changes in the TypeScript. Um, so the template is the scene manager, or the TypeScript is the scene manager component, and the template is this scene manager template. So I guess it makes sense to kind of uh, circle back and forth, and um, guess we can just do this and just copy this whole darn thing, this whole row. It's a table row. And then I guess just make the obvious changes. I don't know of a good way to do this. Fog far. And then save previous fog far, which doesn't exist. And validate fog far, which doesn't exist. But that is the right thing. And then the form control name is far, and I don't even think that exists. Far. So I might end up having to bail from this. Okay, so I think all of that is good. That is good. I think everything else where the fog ends is bad. And now stuff's just going to break all over the place. Um, so I know the one obvious thing I want to do is come in here and add the fog far control. So basically, we did fog density like this, fog far control. So that is interesting at this point. So I had added the control for fog density, but I don't see where I added the control for fog far. Set up form fields, validation tokens, fog density validator push, fog density fog control, fog density near. Okay, and then here's fog near. And now we want to do something, okay, called fog far. So I'm basically in zombie mode now. Right now, I'm just seeing some other code and just sort of following along. Um, it's kind of like I get, like I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I wonder if like on the Bob Ross, the painter, if this is kind of what like when he would just kind of start painting stuff and he would just be like, I don't know, add a happy little cloud here. I'm just kind of making this up as I go at this point. But, okay, far tokens. Tokens, and then validation, validator function, far validators. So there, if I remember correctly, we're just creating a bunch of validation functions where we've got all kinds of stuff abstracted away. I think we were defaulting to 10. And I probably really should be getting that from the effect value. I'm sure that's something that if I was going to be maintaining this code for a long time, I would really grow to regret not taking care of that right now. But I do think the clock will run out on this application before we get there. All right, so now it's going to save previous fog far. It's complaining about that. So it's going to be, and then we know that we also need to validate fog far. So we're going to copy that. Obviously, anytime you're doing kind of what I'm doing right now, you should have a bit of a bad feeling in your stomach, because you really don't want to be copying and pasting code, but sometimes it's the most the most straightforward way. Sometimes if you create an abstraction, okay, it's upset because I have two of those. The benefit of having abstraction does not outweigh the confusion that I think I need to go back into the template that thing has that abstraction kind of saved. And sometimes abstracting something is just a lot easier once you have 5 or 6 examples. Okay, let's go ahead and see whether. Okay, so we know that's supposed to be far right there. And then I thought there was previous. If previous. If had far error. Okay, so we're still at the validate fog far error, which is also causing a double error here because I have 2 of them, fog far. Okay, so then previous fog far goes in here. Again, I don't sometimes, just sort of zombieing out and just kind of doing stuff without thinking through it works out. And that is kind of the mode that I'm in right now. I don't know. I think that's fine. See, now that we have all these though, like it probably would make sense to see if we can. Now there's like three examples, and with three examples, a lot of times it just makes sense to that would be the best time to then try to genericize it and say, okay, can I do a validate and then add maybe a third argument and say it's this is for far, this is for near, you know, save previous. Can I do something like create a dictionary where I'm saving, and it's a generic and there's only a single variable. This would be the time to do that. Like I said, I don't ever imagine ever coming back to work on the scenes ever again. There'll never be another round, and I don't think there is. I think if the next task I'm going to do, like let's say this works, I don't know if this is going to work, but what I just did, but let's say I have it, it's all done. I'm just going to commit it, and now you can configure those, maybe play around with fog in the next video. Might make sense, since we've worked so hard to get all this, be able to configure fog. But then the next thing would probably be to try to upgrade again, another round of upgrading to Angular 19 and find out, just try to figure out exactly why it's broken now, and then how to fix that. I cannot believe how good Rhett is being today. Usually you hear her chirping away out there, and now she's just being a good girl. She probably won't stay that way. But anyways, update to Angular 18, and then if 19, and then once we figure that out, if we figure that out before the end of the year and all that, we have some time, we'll probably go into animations and try out this new scheme. But anyways, so let's go to linear. Okay, so fog far, first of all, that should be 10. I could have sworn that was 10. So does that mean I did it wrong in here? Probably. Yep. Nope. Form control name is far. I thought I remembered setting that to 10. Oh, you know what I also didn't do is the subscription. But anyways, fog far, form control, add far. I wonder if you could tell anything from the inspector. It is far. I don't understand why it's 1. Where are we on time? 13 minutes. That's not too bad. 10. So yeah, it is weird that this far form control, and it is named form control far and all that, and then over here my fog form group that's fine. Okay, let's expand this. Probably would have been better off just, there we go. Fog far key down mat input, and then the control name is far. So I don't know why it's getting this. And because it's not even really tied to the actual far value at this point. Let's see if I hit Alt. Far form control. Let's see if I change this to 100, will they both be 100? Oh, okay. So somehow something is setting it to 1 based on dirty. So that's weird. So based on that, that value is getting set to whatever the near is. So let's see what kind of near stuff. So that is funny that I used double quotes there. Let's change that to single quotes. All right. So there's 5 of them. Save pre. Oh. Validate fog near. Oh, I wonder if it's. No, that's far. Near. Add control near. Let's just go with this. Oh man, there's 36 of them. Okay, let's go look in the. Let's go ahead and save that. And let's go look in our HTML again. Okay, so there's 10 instances of the word near and linear, fog near, key down, fog near. Yeah, that's weird. This is a good one. Form control name fog far. See if that breaks things. Okay, so it doesn't, so it's only when I named it far. Far Q. I just want to see one more time, make sure it's not just some kind of weird coincidence. Okay, but then if it's far, fog far is for some reason being set to the same value as fog near. And I have no idea why I want to open that up. I don't really need the scene service. I don't want the working tree. Yeah, this is what I want. No. Let's close everything else. Close others. Open this back up again. Look in here. So like really the only thing I could think of at this point to do is, okay, so let's go look at the, see there's nothing happening for far in here. So, you know, like, so it would never update the scene. And when we do the setup form fields, we do fog density, that's good. Fog near, we set up the near control. Fog far. We set up our fog fair validators, fog far tokens. Oh, add control far. far control. Far form control. Okay. And that is why it's important to kind of test as early as you can, because like it took much longer than it should have to find that problem. But I was kind of bouncing back and forth, but I really couldn't, because the key ups and all that were failing the compiler. But the longer you get away from wherever the silly bug is, looks like this is messed up too. For validators. And I guess that is sort of one of the best reasons. I always forget about that, but that is one of the best reasons to genericize things, is like little weird typo bugs like that go away. And that did take a good long time to figure out. That took like 8 minutes just to figure that out. So probably not a good use of time. If we had like 50 of these things, it would be really, really hard. Three of these things, I think 3 to 5, you finally have enough variation that it makes sense to you have enough variation to actually have a shot at doing a good generic thing. The other thing we really need to do, and I guess that'll be the first thing I do in the next video, is in the subroutines. In the subscriptions. There's a part where golly, this is starting to get pretty big. I don't think it was part of setup form fields. Okay, there's the subscriptions. Yeah, so over here, we need to add a far section. And actually finding it's taking longer than doing it. But we need to add a far, and I would do it, except that I really do need to test that when it works. So we need to add this basically for far. And then, and again, it's something, I guess if there was a generic system that I had built in place, I wouldn't need to do that. It would just already be done. But yeah, we need to add that and then check to see. I'm curious. Yeah, see, that worked. 7 and then A. But we definitely have a bug up there that one, the wrong one, is becoming becoming turned on. Oh, and it's probably because I set the had near instead of the had far. Thing. And that'll be much harder for me to figure out tomorrow. So I'm just going to take care of it, Nate. Take care of it now. Validate fog far, had far error. But anyways, I don't know why Rhett decided to be all shy today. Yeah, looking good, Rhett. You're looking good. Yeah, but happy coding, everybody. Bye.